good afternoon, good morning to some folks. Looks like we do have people joining from coast to coast in the U.S., perhaps some Latin American folks as well. So welcome and thank you for joining the ACDI Nuts and Bolts Workshop. This is a bi-monthly platform for us to discuss, show you all of the awesome products in ACDI's portfolio, to talk to you about the resources that are at your disposal from ACDI as a valued partner with us, as well as show you PaperCut MF, PaperCut Hive, K-Pack Sleep Management, Storyboard, all of our hardware products that we sell. And today we're going to focus in on PaperCut Hive. But first, as we always do, a couple housekeeping items. Everyone's unmuted, so on my end, so if you want to come off mute, say hello, ask a question, please feel free to do so at any time. I'm from upstate New York. I live in Arkansas now, but I tend to talk kind of fast. And so certainly feel free, jump in, introduce yourself, ask a question as that arises. There's also a Q&A box. If you'd like to type in a question, I'll cover those at the end. And this is also being recorded. It'll be posted on YouTube shortly after the meeting today. And these typically run somewhere between 25 and 40 minutes, depending on the questions and the topic that we're covering for the day. So to go ahead and get started, a little bit about ACDI. ACDI got its start in 1994 selling coin ops machines out of downtown Little Rock, Arkansas. We were in a small warehouse building then. We do have a pretty fancy state-of-the-art building in Benton, Arkansas now. It is the home base of our president, Josh Lane. And I personally live about 10 minutes from the office. Easy commute to work every day. I absolutely love it. From the coin ops, we adopted PaperCut in about 13 years ago and have very quickly become the largest distributor of PaperCut software globally. And now PaperCut, as of just this year, is the leading print management software globally. So we're very proud of that accomplishment. Our ACDI support team has won accolades across the copier industry year after year for best software and services provider. We think very highly of our support team, as do many of our partners, as well as your customers. We do offer first in, first out service. We also offer 24-hour, 24/7 customer service for your customers as an available option. That support includes phone, email, even remote in support. So if they call in, if they email us, if we can't walk through them to troubleshoot an issue or help them configure PaperCut or any other software that we provide them in a quick way, we can just offer to remote into their system and easily help them take care of it. What you see on the screen here is probably one of our most valuable dealer tools. Our ACDI website is packed full of information. It's packed full of our products knowledge, our collateral from our marketing team. But what's super handy here, and what I'm going to highlight today, is this reseller toolbox. This reseller toolbox is easily at your disposal. It allows you to do many things here. You can request a PaperCut quote. You also can request a Hive quote, and you'll see after our call today how easy that is to do, and that there are very few components to requesting a Hive quote. But you can request a trial. You can request a Hive trial. You can even request a demo. So if you know who your PaperCut rep is, certainly feel free to reach out to them. Reach out to me. My contact information will be included at the end of the call and also on our YouTube page. You can become a reseller. If you happen to join this call and you're not already a partner with us, we certainly welcome anyone that would like to join us. We service copier dealers and third-party IT companies all over the U.S., Canada, and Latin America. You can send in proximity cards, key fobs for analysis, so that not only we can pair that with the correct card reader for you, but we also can pre-configure them before they leave our office and get sent to you. You'll also find a link to the PaperCut Partner Portal. Here's a really great tool to find your own customers, download NFR licenses for your showroom, as well as lots of sales and technical training modules. On a little scroll down a little bit further here, you also see that we do offer technical training classes. These are 3-day and 4-day in-house trainings here at ACDI. We would encourage you to send your technical teams to us, allow us to roll out the red carpet for them, show them a great time, teach them how to install, configure, troubleshoot PaperCut. Our entry-level 3-day class really runs through the server-level side install and then the embedding of the application on different models of copiers. Our advanced technical training really dives deep into mobility print, print deploy, features of that nature. All the advanced features, OCR, etc. Under our support side here, this is the last part that we'll show you today on our website. Our professional services team, I've already given them lots of accolades. I can never give them enough. They're incredible. All of these folks that you see in the picture here are actual employees of ACDI. And then down below here is the different levels of support that we offer, as well as ways to get in touch with support. So there's the phone number, the email address, even installation services, hardware support, and the different geographical regions that we service. I had hoped that we were going to have one of my solutions architects join the call today. I know several folks on the call have joined several of these with me, and I promised that I wouldn't be the sole face on them every time. Unfortunately, my solutions architect that was slated for this got tied up with a previous install that was running a little long, so he's not able to join us today. So we're going to jump into some PaperCut Hive, and I'll lead the way. We're about 8 minutes in. This demo will go about another 20, 25 minutes. And again, feel free to jump in, ask any questions that you have along the way. So PaperCut Hive, if most of you on the call are familiar with PaperCut MF, that is our flagship on-prem, can be cloud hosted, can be installed in someone's existing environment, or it can be hosted by us here at ACDI. PaperCut MF is the cloud native print management platform from PaperCut. It requires no server on site. It requires no VPN connectivity between sites. If we log into PaperCut here, very similar to how we log into PaperCut. It's accessible from any web page in your organization. When we check it out here, when we open it up, you're going to see a similar overview of your printing like you see on the PaperCut MF dashboard. Keep in mind that it is the same product. This product was launched into the market back in April. And we have seen some pretty good success and pretty good adoption from several small businesses, medium-sized organizations that have adopted this as a way to connect sites that don't have a wide area network or VPN connectivity to the main office. But you're going to see an overview of your printing. You're going to see if any of your devices have any error messages, any warnings. You'll also see the jobs held in the virtual print queue. With PaperCut Hive, the printer that we're installing for everyone and that we're deploying out to all the users is just the PaperCut printer. That PaperCut printer allows your users to print to that queue, walk up to any device in the organization, whether that is a MFD, a single function printer, a copier, a desktop copier, whatever device that they're printing from, and easily release their job. Differently from PaperCut MF, we want to license all the devices that your users have. So if they have a slew of single functions that they want to release from, as well as all the MFDs in the environment. You're going to get some toner forecasting. You'll be able to do a little more here than you were able to do with MF. But you're going to see your top users. These are actual employees of ACDI. They're your top printers. I think we have one of every brand in the office here for testing. And so you'll see that we don't do much printing here. Our top printer printed 5 pages. Our top user printed 5 pages. As a print management company, I make the joke all the time that we really don't do much printing here because it's all being watched. You're going to get your live feed. You'll see that I logged in right here. See my name right there. You'll also see that I created myself as a new user, again, so I could show you the email and the simple onboarding process. And then you'll see other live feed activity of who's logging into the dashboard, who's printing to what device, just real-time running tally throughout the day. Down below here, you're going to see the jobs that were securely released, the jobs that were unreleased, whether they timed out, or and then the jobs that are watermarked as well. PaperCut MF provides some really nice end-to-end security. You're able to control who has access to your copiers. Same with Hive. You're able to control how your users print through several ways that we can change printer behavior or just suggest changes in printer behavior, as well as the full-page watermarks and the digital signatures that we can add to documents to allow for the securing of PHI even after a document has left the exit tray. If your customer finds a document in the trash can or on someone's desk in a public area, they'll be able to pick it up and see exactly who printed that document. You also see some savings reports as well as print convenience. So jobs that are released from a cell phone, from a computer, and then pickup reminders that you can easily configure within the software to alert your users that they have a document that is ready to be released or that is going to cancel soon. So I'm going to skip down here to EdgeMesh and show you how this is set up. PaperCut Hive harnesses the existing computing power in your organization to create a self-healing mesh network. It utilizes the desktops, the laptops, the tablets, the cell phones that are in use in your environment and automatically promotes them to super nodes, standard nodes, passive nodes, or demotes them. In some cases, you'll see that this laptop for Jennifer Bagwell, who's our people and culture manager, and Robert Meda, who's our operations engineer, their laptops are our super nodes. That means that typically their devices don't leave the building. They're left on all the time. Your standard nodes are your devices that kind of come and go. They're on, they're off, they move around to different locations throughout the day. And then your passive nodes, you'll see mine down here. I close it, turn it off, take it home with me every night. I'm up and down, I'm all over the place. And then you'll also see the PaperCut Cloud node. So enabling this cloud node is not necessary. You can be able to keep with PaperCut Hive this computing and printing power all inside your own network on the devices that you're managing. If you enable that PaperCut Cloud node, that allows your users to print from off network and to submit jobs from remote locations outside of your environment. And so if you have folks working at home, you need to track maybe some home-based printers that you've supplied to your customers, then you're able to enable this cloud node and it'll pass encrypted documents to the cloud to pull back down to the copier when they arrive at the office if they need a release from their house. We'll talk momentarily about how we create users and how easy that is, as well as the different ways that we can control and manage security. Under our Users tab here, you're going to see all of our ACDI team here. This is our in-house Hive Network. On page 2, you're going to see myself right here. If I choose to re-invite myself, I'm going to get an email that looks just like this. Welcome, let's set up your printing. So this can be done on an individual email basis. It can be done with multiple emails all at the same time, or we can even sync with your customer's Azure AD. Other sync sources are in the works and coming soon, but currently those are the 3 ways that we can onboard users. You'll see my unique identity. I can scan this QR code. I can use this access code. But if I get started here, it's going to ask me to do 3 things. You'll see that I've already completed steps 1 and 2, installing the computer app, installing the mobile app, and then I'm going to start printing. You'll see that I always print to the PaperCut printer, as we previously mentioned. That will be my virtual hold queue and allow me to release jobs from any device in the environment. Once I do this, and jump back over here. If I just hit Control-P, you'll see that the PaperCut printer is the default print queue that I have the option to print to here. If I submit a print job, I immediately get a notification on my cell phone app that tells me that I have a document that's waiting. It tells me how many pages it is. If it's color, it's black and white. It'll give me all the print attributes once I choose them here and select print. I'm able to release print jobs through a multitude of different ways. Just jump under this Printers tab to show you the different ways that we can authenticate. So there's a mobile release option that allows me to release from my cell phone by either scanning this QR code, using an NFC reader from my cell phone, or I can just walk up and type in this 5-digit code that is associated with that device and release my print from there. I also can choose from a list of available devices on my mobile app to release it to whatever device in the environment that I want to release it to. That is all the mobile release option. We also have the light release option, which allows us to do all the mobile releasing, as well as a PIN number on the glass of the device to release a job, as well as the full embedded application that allows us to do the PIN number, the mobile release options, as well as a proximity card or key fob. As you can see, we're going to find my list. You'll find my list of devices here. These are all the devices in my environment, but we've only decided to publish a handful of these devices to this queue. So when you install PaperCut Hive, it has a printer discovery tool that'll go out and in the environment and find anything that looks like a printer. It'll pull the IP address, like the name of the copier. It might pull the model of the copier, the OEM brand. And then once we configure these, we're just going to choose to publish the ones in the queue that we want folks to be able to release to. You certainly can unpublish and turn on and off whichever ones you want to add in here at any time. If you have one that goes out for service or is being replaced, you may just need to come in here and disable it. That's easily accomplished. We mentioned a little bit about the print security with both PaperCut MF and PaperCut Hive. So we're able to control access to who has access to the print queue at all. So with this PaperCut Hive, if they don't have access to the PaperCut printer, we haven't sent them an email inviting them to join our printing network, they will not be able to print in that environment. We're then able to enable secure print release and all of the options that we want people to be able to use. So if you don't want people to be able to choose from a list on their cell phone to just release a job anywhere, we can just easily disable the list. If we don't have NFC, we can disable that. And so folks would have to walk up if they were releasing from their cell phone, scan that QR code, or type in that 5-digit release code that is available there. You're also able to configure the job timeout time. So you'll see that jobs in the queue will automatically delete in my environment after 2 hours. That's a customizable time frame up to 96 hours. So if you need those jobs to be held for a few days in the queue, we easily just make that adjustment there. And then let's keep editing, save those changes. So let's talk about a couple of the rules that we can put in place. Being a new product, this also comes with continuous delivery. Being a cloud-native product, there's no need to upgrade the software, download a new version. As new features are available, they'll automatically be available to your customers. We can promote two-sided, promote black and white, or we can auto that. So gentle nudges or the blunt, we're just changing your behavior. We can do that we can automatically convert jobs from single-sided to double-sided, all users, selected users, all users except if the CEO or administrator need to have access to print single-sided, they're able to do that. We can do it as a silent adjustment to their documents, or we can notify them. And then you're able to customize that notification of exactly what that says. Over on the safety net, this clever rules-based routing here, this will catch too many pages. It'll catch too many copies. So that fat-fingered extra 9, 0, that just happens sometimes. Duplicate documents within a certain time frame. This will catch, if you queue up the same document 4 or 5 times, this will alert you. Looks like you printed this a few times. Did you mean to do that? That happens all the time. You get some trigger-happy folks. But several little rules that we can put in place here to just suggest or change some printer behavior, maybe provide a little awareness, and maybe some cost savings as well along the way. Under the story tree, if you've taken a look at PaperCut MF, what you see is a list of like 85 reports. With Hive, this is a little bit more streamlined, a little simplified. The reporting capabilities are not as robust, but also makes it a little easier to navigate as well for your customers. The story tree will provide them with the total pages, the most active users, the top device, the peak hours, just on a daily. You're able to run this for about 4 days. Those kind of keep track of your printing DMA, how much one-sided, how much color, etc. Under this job log here, you're going to see all the documents that were printed in your environment. You'll see all the attributes of those jobs, test pages, the color, black and white, single-sided, where it was printed to, who printed it, etc. We can also export a CSV file with whatever filters that we need here, the date range, the attributes, the pages, the functionality, as well as the status. So if we want to run a report on our canceled or failed print jobs, easily apply that and send that out. One of the newer, there are several add-ons to PaperCut here, and
they do have a dock there. We didn't bring it.
There we go. And there are several add-ons to PaperCut Hive here that are available. The embedded application is available for almost every manufacturer of device at this point. I know Xerox was just released 2 days ago. It was finally out of beta testing, but almost every other manufacturer on the market is included now for the embedded application. That embedded application allows for the authentication method of proximity cards or key fobs, as well as the ability to track not only the prints that are in the environment, but also the copies, the scans, the faxes, etc. There are some cool add-ons here. What we have found is with the addition of this co-working billing statement generator, co-working spaces, as well as real estate agencies, anyone looking to build back their employees or their customers for some printing, easily able to generate automatic billing reports, have those sent to them monthly, weekly. Just put in your email address here, associate some cost with the color, black and white, paper sizes, etc., and easily get those reports sent to you so you can bill back your clients for that. Keep in mind that this is not quite designed for account bill back, so your law firms, your architectural firms that are looking for that billable hour may still want to look at the PaperCut MF option while PaperCut continues to develop this PaperCut Hive product. You will see embedded applications for lots of different manufacturers here. So Brother, Epson, HP, Konica Minolta, throw in here, Ricoh. And then you'll also get some integrated some scanning functionality, so OneDrive to Dropbox to Gmail to email to Evernote, SharePoint, etc. And then the newest add-on, like I mentioned, the Xerox here. All these add-ons are at no cost. So when licensing Hive, similar to MF, we need to know how many MFPs they have. So we'll start with that. Keep in mind that with Hive, you're not buying per OEM licensing. We're just purchasing entitlements for the number of devices. So if they have 5 MFPs, great. If they also have 5 single function devices that they want to use mobile release on because they don't have the touchscreen or the large enough display to embed them on, then we'll say they're going to do 5 full embeds that allow for the proximity card, the PIN number, and all the mobile release options, and 5 single function devices for the mobile release option, which is significantly less than the full embed option. This is a SaaS model in pricing, so per device, per year, and you can do quantities of years up to 5, just like your MF pricing. We'll jump back over to our home page here. I'm going to pause for a second, check the Q&A. While I do that, did anybody want to come off mute and maybe ask a question? Perfect. So if I see that we do have Kelly from our marketing department on here. If she wouldn't mind, we'll have her drop a poll in there and ask how many people have seen PaperCut Hive prior to today. And then under our users tab here, when we go to this invite users tab here, this is where we're going to configure how we want to invite folks. This is also really great option for your guest users. So if an environment has PaperCut MF already, and perhaps you have vendors that need to print without accessing your network, this would be a great add-on for those guest users. It also would be a good add-on for sites that don't have that connectivity to the home office. We have seen PaperCut MF and Hive run in tandem in organizations to help maintain or control or enable printing in those remote sites that maybe don't have the connectivity. If we are able to send that single email address, we can configure multiple here, and just space them out with a comma, drop all your email addresses in here, invite all your users at the same time. You also can customize this invitation a little bit. And then your advanced here, this is where you'll jump into our add-on section and look for that Azure AD sync. All right, so we got a good mix on the poll. It looks like a couple people voted that they had seen PaperCut Hive before, and then some no's too. So absolutely wonderful. I love to show it to people that have already seen it. Maybe hopefully you learned a little bit things, a couple features that you didn't know that were available. And then the no folks, certainly welcome to what I think is going to be the future of print management. Certainly a lot of organizations are moving to the cloud. I anticipate PaperCut MF will still be our flagship product for years and years to come. But as this PaperCut Hive continues to be developed by the folks in Australia, as they continue to add features, add functionality, at some point I would think probably in the next 18 months, 2 years, Hive will have all the functionality of MF, as well as things like integrated scanning, maybe the fax connectors, the integrations to payment gateways, EMR systems that PaperCut MF has, and really allow us to move this product out of the small to medium business space into the commercial, large education space. And this provides you with an alternative for your customers. So no matter what environment, vertical market you're selling into, regardless of their existing print infrastructure, you have a print management solution with PaperCut that you can offer them. This is a really nice tool to have in your back pocket. We are at about the 30-minute mark on the call today. What I have found is that demos of Hive for your customers typically only take about 15 to 20 minutes. So when you're scheduling those with your ACDI sales rep, keep in mind that you can cut those down to about 30 minutes, which would allow you to do almost double in a day the amount of demos that we've been doing of PaperCut MF. So if there are, I'm going to give it another couple minutes, but I would like to wrap up, say thank you very much for joining me today. Our next session is going to be the second Thursday in November. You'll see that on our website available. Our focus that day will be PaperCut MF solely, as well as some refresher stuff about your ACDI resources. PaperCut MF will be the sole focus of our first session every month, and then the tail end, the fourth Thursday of November, is Thanksgiving. So we'll go ahead and take that one off, and then if you missed the first week of the month, we'll catch you back the first week of December. So thank you very much. It was always a pleasure to see everyone. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.